Hey everybody, this is Merrick coming at you not live again with another figure review. So today I have found a Shining Armor from the MLP Guardians of Harmony line. I know about a few months back I reviewed a set featuring a changeling and his I almost called her Oh boy, I got a dumb brain today. I almost called whatchamacallit, Twilight Sparkle Shining Armor's brother when it's the reverse. Either way, what is this? This isn't the fucking R63 universe, huh? But I digress. Anyway, I got Shining Armor here, all the way from Canada. That was the only place where I was able to find a figure of his. I had to order it off of eBay from Canada. And honestly, that isn't the first time I've had to order a figure that came all the way from Canada too. But either way, that's besides the point. He's here now, and I am totally ready to check this out. And I actually have a bit more information that I've discovered since the last time I messed around with one of these figures. Honestly, I got a few more, so I can't wait to get back into this sort of thing. So right now, you sort of see Shining Armor. Here he is. So similarly to Twilight, he comes with a bunch of accessories. Already he's wearing one, which is this sort of like plastic, vinyl-y plastic. It's the same rubbery material that a lot of the Star Wars helmets are made of, though I think it's a little fucking cheaper, if I'm not mistaken. As you sort of see, it's like painted in gold and shit. And this one easily comes off in comparison to Twilight's little thing. I'm just gonna shove it back on him real quick. Actually, no, might as well just look at him without that for a sec, too. So before I get into the other accessories, might as well just look at the figure as a whole. I'll get back to this and the other stuff later, because a lot of it is similar to Twilight's, and a lot of it isn't. So, as you see sort of here's Shining. Very much similar to the other Guardians of Harmony figures. Basically, the only one that I've messed around with so far is Twilight, so that's the same example. He's got full articulation in the front legs, limited articulation in the back legs. Again, I don't know what purpose this serves. It's not really going to help him do much poses and whatnot, though his head can still move like that. Because he's white now, you can sort of see the effects on the ball joint. And we're starting to see a bit of the cheapness of these figures here. I really hope that's a seam and not a crack, because I don't want this dude to fucking break on me. Though considering that it continues over here, there is a nice big seam that you see across the front of his body. It sort of continues down the side. This dude's got a lot to say. Oh god, if bent the leg in a way you probably shouldn't want to bend it. Even so, yeah, we're starting to see like the cheapness kind of show up a bit more. But really, it's only down here where it's, I guess, the articulation. I really don't get it, but I don't know. They hit it better on a bunch of other like white colored like Star Wars figures in terms of like that seam articulation, though sometimes little cracks and stuff show. But I don't know, there kind of has been a track record as far as I've known these figures being cheap. And remember Twilight, that wasn't a factory error that her teeth weren't white. That was actually how the figure came out. But either way, the Sculptrum is really good. The Stallion head is very different than the Mare head, and I think they used the Mare head as the basis for the Changeling last time. So the Stallion head here is actually kind of nice, interesting thing. His horn is molded into the hair, not the head. They didn't do that, so it's kind of odd the way that comes out looking. Especially considering there's a big blue piece right here where the horn should attach to the head. And I've seen a bunch of others, like for cheap on eBay, where this horn got fucked up bad, and apparently this whole headpiece is molded in blue with the lighter shade and the white being applied to change its color, which is kind of common. But either way, I think the paint scheme on the plastic on the head looks pretty good. The eyes aren't like fucked up, which is nice. And once again, in comparison to Twilight, we'll get back to that sort of later. So overall, again, it's a mixed quality figure. And honestly, for the price I paid for him on the secondhand market, again, I don't know how much these retail for like ages ago, but for what you got, I guess it's okay. Like for, you know, if you just want to display like a moving figure and whatnot. Also, again, the cutie marks on one side, not the other. I don't know the significance of that. And if I remember correctly, yeah, Twilight's is on the opposite. Weird. I have the figure off to the side if you don't know. We'll get to like comparisons in a sec. So I'm just gonna put them over here real quick. Let me bring out the Twilight for comparison. I'm just taking off the freaking regalia that she has on her legs. Yeah, they modeled it just a little bit differently. I guess the feet, yeah, they molded these legs are probably going to be used for every single other stallion-based character, more than likely, I think. While these are going to be used for every other mare for the most part. And I think, yeah, no, Twilight's head too. Yeah, her horn, which is weird. I want to know why they sculpted his horn onto the hair and hers on her head and put the hair around the horn. But they didn't do it for him. Really freaking odd decisions, but I guess you can get their backs to the wall like that. And again, like you see in comparison too, like, he's done much better. Maybe it was like a convention exclusive or something. And you see her eyes have scratched. She doesn't have paint on her teeth. Very freaking odd. Also, her color scheme is very off. And again, oh god, focus please. The frontwards faces. I think it looks better. I think, what's his face? Shining Armor here wears it a little bit better. Forwards facing, but it's probably just the angularity of the stallion head. Alright, focus please. God, this camera's messed up, man. Every time I try to get it to focus on something, focus on something else. But yeah, they're pretty much, obviously, yeah, they're different, because I think that, too, the idea behind this, the Pegasus body, you take the wings out and whatnot, or you can potentially do that, while, obviously, every other figure has this type of body with no holes in the back. But pretty much the sculpting is, for the most part, the same, with minor changes on the legs. I just want to take a look. Is the seam? Yeah, the seam is there. And are they slightly bigger? Who's bigger here in terms of body? I think he does have a bigger body. So the stallion has a different body build than the mare does too, which is kind of good. So they have some little accuracies. They have some little inaccuracies. It is what it is. It's an old toy line. We really can't be complaining about this now. It's been long discontinued. So I'm going to take Twilight aside for now. We're going to talk about the box, which I actually managed to save the box this time because there wasn't a mold infestation in it, like the Twilight Sparkle and Changeling figures. And then on top of that, too, we'll take a look at all the accessories together. So I'm going to take Shining Armor aside real quick. And here is the box he came in. So yeah, I kind of like this one, though, again, the cheapness is sort of showing itself. I didn't tear this. The glue kind of rotted away already. So the best connection we got on here is with the tape. The tape is of quality. But I'd say the box shows off the figure pretty well. I wish there was like a sticker with frickin' like pricing on it, because I'd like to know what these things cost back in the day. But either way, I do like the art inside the box. It looks like something out of the show, which is kind of nice. I guess this is inside the castle at, not Canterlot, what the fuck? The Crystal Empire, there we go. It's probably like his fucking like bro's room or something. Whatchamacallit, the man cave or the stallion cave. But you can see up top there's a lot of like space where the characters just kind of like chill out. PNGs. Very interesting choices for character portraits in there. Back of the figure shows off well, though that spear is inaccurate to the actual thing. And actually, this picture looks very much like Bullshot, so I'll get into that in a sec. Talk about Bullshot. As I showed off at the start of this, he was wearing He was wearing this, which is a sort of like body armor, I guess. He's the captain of the guard, after all. He's got to have that. And two, he comes matching with a helmet as well, made out of the similar material, which, as you can see here, is very warped. I don't know why. Maybe it's heat, maybe it's not. I've not seen a Star Wars thing warp this bad. I wish, again, I probably should have brought out a clone for, like, comparison, one that has a removable helmet, but yeah, you can sort of see the material. If you know it, if you know, you know. The material is pretty much the same, and on the helmet it's starting to warp, and I'm not sure why. But unlike Twilight's big-ass regalia, if you remember from last time, this fucking thing, which was a pain to take off, and I also was a little worried was built onto the figure, which thankfully it wasn't. This is actually easier to get on, as you saw me before take it off of him. But before I do that, real quick too, he also comes with a very nicely done shield in the same material. Again, I can't really complain about this. Uh-oh. Flip it upside down. Can't really complain about this. This actually fits on him well, as opposed to the spear. So, similar to Twilight 2, he came with a spear. Here's his. It has a thinner tip. Twilight's has like a fucking halberd edge there, as you see. Also, yeah, the clips are much different. And on top of that, too, both of these are starting to bend as well. If I remember correctly, this one wasn't really bending at the time of my review, but now it totally fucking is. And this one was already bending out of the box, and I've tried to apply light pressure to try to get it to go right. No. But this thing also has a bunch of problems related to it that I'll get into in one sec as I deck them out. Last but not least, we got another one of these things, and I found out what you're supposed to do with these. No, this is not... Oh, come on, focus on it, damn it. There we go. No, this is not a shield that you can apply to the character. Oh, no, no. You're supposed to put this on a shirt button, or in between, like, a shirt button and the hole and whatnot, if you know what I'm talking about. I wanted to call it a lapel thing, but it's not a lapel pin. It doesn't do like that. So, you're typically supposed to wear this little tiny cheapo plastic clip-on sticker emblem thing. We know the quality of this. There's really no point to, like, rag on. It was funny the last time. I just want to talk about the figure. Though I did mess around with this, though. I managed to get it onto a Star Wars figure. But we'll get back into the point. So, let me deck out Shining Armor real quick, right? Put this on. Whoop, whoop. I can actually do this one on camera because it's not super complicated. So, make sure his... God damn it. So you just get it around his body like that. Flip it on like so. It's not that it clicks into place. It just kind of like... Oh. Uh-oh. Is it going to wear out on me now? I'm a little worried that this material might tear, considering it's like cheaper, I think, than the Star Wars figures material. And on top of that, it gets caught on everything, like his hair and whatnot. You might have to like angle his head a teeny tiny bit, or just like, come on. There we go. It's not so bad, because it's going to go under him. There we go. I got it on. Also be careful, that's probably going to wear out like the gold paint on it. And then the helmet is honestly easier. So just kind of like flip it on his head like so. My neighbor leaving. Salakavu. Alright, do I gotta put it over his ears first? I think I gotta put it over the ears first real quick. You know what? I'll do this one off camera real quick. It's easier to flip it onto the ears behind it because I don't have to like worry about banging into that thing with my elbows. With me elbows. There we go. And his helmet is on. So, like so. Just angle the camera down a little bit. So last but not least, unfortunately, last but not least, shield is an easy fit. And you just kind of like clip it onto his leg like so, and bada bang. Now you might be wondering, why am I not messing around with the spear? Well, while I was setting him up before the video, I did manage to clip this onto his leg, only for it to kind of get stuck. Because this is very, very, very... This is actually, like, thicker in width, of course, than this, so it has to have some friction. But trying to pull this off, I didn't want to risk tearing out the leg or breaking this. So, I'm not going to put this on him. Now, I do wonder, though, can it clip onto Twilight's little, like, armor? And actually, it can. Again, I guess good way with the play pattern. It easily sort of clips onto Twilight's armor piece here. I really don't want to, like... Oh, it fell off. I don't want to, like, try to deck her out again with this thing, because, again, it's very finicky. But if it works, it works. Alright, I'm just going to throw that to the side again real quick, too. So, I'd like to imagine, too, as I'd like to say, I'd like to imagine, since you can't really, like, get him to wield this thing, I guess you use the power of imagination here, right? He's a unicorn. Tap, 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 little horn. You know, like a fucking Castlevania weapon, right? Oh no, the bad guys are coming. It's the Confederacy of Independent Systems. I don't know, they've come to capture Jar Jar for some reason. I don't even know if I could get this battle droid to, like, stand up on me. You see what I mean? You take out stuff to test things, and then other stuff don't work. That's how, such is life. There we go, there we go. He's not really threatening, he's aiming wrong. The stormtrooper aim is affecting these droids bad. They didn't work that bug out at the droid factory. Yeah, there we go. Oh no! They've come to conquer Jar Jar or something. They've come to take him back to the factory to destroy him. What's Shining Armor to do? Block their lasers with a shield and, you know, use his magic. Here comes the spear. There you go. That's how you do that. Then outside of that, you know, you could use his legs, grab him, and there goes Jar Jar, back to his position. He's saved, yay. You see what I mean? That's the simplicity of it. That's basically it with the figure. You know how the Twilight Sparkle, the Twilight Sparkle made me laugh because of how, like, silly it was, yeah? This I like because it's nice and simple, it's nothing too crazy, and it works for what it is. Honestly, a lot of, like, the littler things and, like, the Guardians of Harmony stuff work kind of too. I really like this Spike. I found him too, so I bought him for, like, a little bit of money too. Pretty cool thing. He doesn't come with them though. So for what it's worth, like $50 on the aftermarket, this might not be a good choice for somebody, but back when, I guess it makes a good Shining Armor figure in comparison. Hell, if you really want to, like I said, these things I found funny because I was taking some pictures with it on Bluesky and whatnot. I posted it there. Like, if you really want to, like, do some fun stuff, I guess, like, these make some pretty good diorama pieces with other Hasbro figures. Oddly, a clone trooper could sit on his back, which is kind of cool. Oh no, the Sparkle family or whatever is under attack by the Confederacy of Independent Systems again. And uh-oh, Dirge is coming in to lance him with his spear, or whatever the frick, or his lance. I should have brought an IG Lancer droid out for this. Oh no, what are they to do? They gotta fight back somehow, it's not gonna stay, whatever. Again, messing around with some of these things, pieces don't like to stay on. You could diorama, like I said, some of these Star Wars figures and whatnot, they can diorama real well together with, like, these guys for some odd reason. But I don't know, like, again, for what they are, for what they're worth, because, like, I know a lot of bronies are trying to get their hands on them. I don't need to mess around with the droids anymore. Is he really worth $50? I got him because I wanted to get, like, a good Shining Armor figure for fun and whatnot, right? I just do be how it be. It's either that or you pay for, like, the frickin' Funko vinyl. And I like posing, I like doing around, and honestly, this is kind of fun either way. So, like I said, these Guardians of Harmony figures are a little bit cheap, but they've got some fun stuff to them. Like, the Twilight set was very funny because of, like, the weird accessories and the play pattern and whatnot, and, like, the weird quality of the Changeling with this. But Shining Armor here is a pretty bog standard figure that's honestly worth it. I guess if these things were like $10 or maybe like 20 or something, like way back in the day when they first came out, oh, totally, he's worth it. But right now, as it sort of stands, like, there's not many better, like, quality, like, MLP things, I guess. So a lot of this stuff comes from the secondhand market, and a lot of it does come at, like, an extremely high price point. I'd argue again, if you want to get one, like, if it makes you happy, go for it. It made me happy. The price point was a little absurd, but either way, I can't complain about it. The quality, again, you got, like I said, you just got to remember what you're going into here. The quality here is just a teeny tiny bit dodgy, but that's just do be how it be. Like, these things are kind of like slapdash together somewhat. Like, hell, look at freaking Twilight with her unpainted teeth again. So that's the whole thing. I know I've talked about this before, but when it comes to like pricing on the aftermarket, you gotta do what you gotta do that makes you happy. If you can get them for a steal, I'd say go for it. If you can't, I'd say, I don't know, maybe wait until a hypothetical MLP collector series comes out, and then you go for a Shining Armor figure. But I think for now, I'll take him and his giant wife. I got her at a steal too. And I think I'm going to go off for now. But yeah, I like my Shining Armor figure. I don't think he's worth the price, but either way, I'll be glad to mess around and take pictures with them and pose them on my display shelves when I can. But anyway, guys, thank you guys for joining me. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be yourselves and have a good night. Peace.